I wanted to make sure that we did not neglect the families who have loved ones who are over there serving our country. And so I've asked my friend Rich Newman, who works with me here at WMUZ, and also Fatima Boggan, who's another colleague with me at WMUZ, to join me, because they do, in fact, have loved ones who are currently serving our country in the armed forces. And Rich, thank you for joining me. Fatima, thank you.
Thanks, Al.
And let's see if we can get you closer. Lift this up a bit. There we go. Rich, your wife is serving with the military. Why don't you describe what her task is right now over there?
She's in Dhahran, which is, of course, the large air base over there.
Yeah.
And they're setting up, really just getting plugged in to what's going on over there in terms of the hospital, because they've only been there since Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And, in fact, she called me this morning about 6:45, which was great, because after the news last night, I was a little concerned because there was some air raid sirens going on at Dhahran. They didn't know if they were incoming rockets or whatever, but thank the Lord, it was nothing. You know, it was just a precautionary measure.
I can imagine the adrenaline going through your system.
But she said they slept last night in their gas masks.
That does not sound comfortable, does it?
No, really, it doesn't. But, they're just setting up the hospital now. They're getting their equipment and getting it in there.
Mm-hmm. Now, did she... what's she experiencing? Was she emotionally? What did she convey to you?
Really, she sounded very upbeat, and she sounded very positive. She said they're there to do the job, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, Nikki,
and they've been trained for that. So
she's a very professional woman. I mean, she's certainly
she's a pretty tough lady sometimes.
Well, Fatima, you have a son in the military right now, and he is stationed where?
Well, I really don't know at this time.
Boy,
he's on the Nimitz. It's an aircraft carrier, and he called on January 2nd, and he said, Mom, I called to tell you that I'm shipping out first thing in the morning, and you won't hear from me for a while, and I'll be out to sea, and that's all I've heard.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I believe he's out to sea, but I don't believe he's really in the Persian Gulf right now. I just believe he's out there on standby.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If you had if you were able to address the president, Fatima, what would you say to him?
I'd say I agree with the stand that you took and what's going on, and I believe that God is in control, and that whatever decisions that we make as people, God overrides those decisions. And I know that He's orchestrating. He's like a conductor. Mm-hmm. He's orchestrating the whole ordeal, and our men and women are safe. And I just would say, continue to make good, wise decisions. Mm-hmm. And to depend on godly counsel, which I've heard that he's doing just that, and that's important.
We talked with the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association today, and they may in fact be joining us a little later. They've sent us a press release, and apparently President Bush has been consulting with Billy Graham. Billy Graham spent the night at the White House, from what I understand, and interestingly enough, the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association has also been offering John Walvoord's book, Armageddon Oil in the Middle East Crisis, for a while. So I have some suspicion of how Billy Graham is approaching this, certainly as though this is in the hands of God. Rich Newman, let me ask you, too, the same question. What would you say if I were President Bush, and I'm quite happy I'm not, what would you say? What would you say to me?
Well, Al, I really agree with what they did and what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I think we should be over there. I think, a lot of people are saying it's no blood for oil, but I think that's only part of the issue is the oil. But I think morally, we have moral justification for being there because what Saddam Hussein is doing and did, to me, is wrong. Mm-hmm. And I think what you shared with that young man on the air today in terms of the God of the Old Testament is still the God of today. Mm-hmm. And I think you are right on the money what you said to the young man. Absolutely. And we as Christians, I think, are justified if we're fighting over there to be over there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But the thing that kind of breaks my heart is the civilians that'll be affected possibly killed because of this, because of one man, because of a dictator, in his quest for power.
And while the effort apparently is being made to avoid injuring non-combatants, yet this is, we talk about surgical strikes, we talk about getting in there swiftly and surgically, but war is not surgically smooth and clean. Right. It is, when we think about surgical, we think about nice clean cuts. Well, remember, surgery is also very bloody. Yeah. And there may be no way of entirely avoiding the death of non-combatants.
And that's sad.
It is. I want to thank both of you for joining me today on Talk from the Heart. You know my prayers are with you, and all of us here at WMUZ are most grateful to your families for the way they've been contributing to this, and we wish you the best as well.
Great. Thanks.